Hello. My friend Anya in Ireland suggested that I tell one of the Jataka-mala stories for children, but also for adults, maybe too. So this is my first try. I'm not sure how I feel myself about the Jataka stories. They are included as part of Buddhism. Some of them are very old. They come from soon after the Buddha. Some of them are much more recent. But anyway, they're jolly good stories, and we can learn something from them. So here, let's start with the story of a monkey. And this was a monkey in India. In a part of India which is called the Himalaya. India, which is shaped like a piece of apple pie, has along the top part, the wide part, a huge range of the highest mountains in the whole world called the Himalaya. And one part of those mountains had forests up its slope filled with flowers and with fruits. And there were many tribes of monkeys, and one particularly large tribe. And the head of that tribe was a king monkey, a huge, powerful, and very strong-minded ape. His kingdom was vast. I think if we walked around it, it might take the time from one full moon to another full moon before we covered all of the territory ruled by that king of monkeys. And he had many, many queens in different parts of the forest. And with them he made many children. But this great ape was afraid. He was afraid that one day one of his sons would grow up so strong. He would take over from him. He would become stronger than he was. In order to prevent this great monkey king, every time a new baby prince monkey was born, would bite it viciously so that it was damaged and could never grow up really, really strong. That way he knew that as long as he lived, he would always be king, ruler. One of his queens became pregnant, and she was going to have a baby, and she didn't want her child to be bitten by the father. So she went to the remotest part of the kingdom, a place where he rarely went, and gave birth and had a son. And he grew up a fine, handsome, strong, and intelligent monkey. And as he became an adult, one day he said to his mother, "Mother, I would so like to meet my father." And then she told him the story of how the father was so scared of being displaced, and how he bit the children, and how all of their life she'd carefully moved them so that they would never meet the father. But the young prince monkey said, "No, but I don't mind. I really would like to meet my father." And so, seeing how big and strong and competent he was, she took him to the father. The father heard they were coming, and that huge monkey thought, "What? This is a son I've never bitten. He might be strong. he might dethrone me. And he was rather worried. And he thought, I know what I'll do. When he comes, I'll pretend to be friendly. And I'll give him a hug, but I'll hug him so strongly that he'll burst and die. And so when the young Prince Monkey came to him, he said, what a handsome son I have. Son, come here. Give me a lovely hug. And so the son came, and the father hugged him tighter and tighter and tighter. But the son was strong, and so because the father was hugging him so nicely, he hugged the father stronger and stronger and stronger, until in the end, the father, King Monkey, could barely breathe, and he felt his ribs were cracking, and so he let go. And he said, my, what a fine, strong prince you are. But inside, he was worried, and he thought, what am I going to do? He will surely take my throne. Then I'll be powerless. So then he thought of a plan. You see, near where they were, there was a pool, a sort of small lake. And in that lake lived a demon water spirit, famous for eating people, eating monkeys. So he said to the young prince, my son, my dear, dear son, I think I'm getting old now, and you should take over the kingdom. We must enthrone you. But to enthrone you, we need a crown of flowers. And the only flowers good enough are the ones that grow around a lake not far from here. Please go there, because I'm a little old now. Please go there and bring me back 2 white water lilies and 3 blue water lilies and 5 magnificent pink lotuses. And so the Sun Monkey, so happy now to have met his father, to be reunited and thinking that he will become king, went happily to the lake. But he was a wise monkey. His mother was a very wise monkey, and she had passed on so much of her wisdom to him. So as he approached the lake, he could see that in the mud around the edge there were monkey footprints, but all of them led into the lake, and there were no footprints coming out. Oh, ho, 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 he thought. There must be a water spirit in there, a demon that eats the monkeys. But nevertheless, he wanted to get the flowers for his father. So he thought, and then he walked carefully around the edge of the lake until he found one little corner where there was a little inlet of water, and he saw he could jump across from side to side, and there were many beautiful flowers. So that's what he did. He jumped, and as he was jumping from one side to the other, he picked up first the white flowers, then the blue water lilies, then the lotuses, till he had a beautiful bunch of flowers in his arms. And all the while, the water spirit was watching him and thinking, in all my life, I've never seen such a wise and skillful monkey. And so he went to the edge of the water where his power finished, and he came out of the water, and he said to the monkey, in all my many, many years as a spirit here, I've never seen a monkey with those 3 qualities that you have. You have courage, you have wisdom, and you have skill. But tell me, why do you want the flowers? And the son, who'd understood perfectly well by now why his father had sent him there, told him that his father had sent him there to get the flowers for the coronation. So the water spirit said, well, if you are to be king of the monkeys, and if you have such wisdom and skill and courage, then carrying flowers is not for you. Please let me be your servant and carry the flowers for you to the coronation. And so they went back to the place where the Monkey King was. And when the Monkey King saw them coming, he was appalled. He thought, not only is he strong, but somehow he is so gifted that even this vicious water demon has become his servant. What am I to do? What am I to do? And he was so stressed, so anxious, that his heart burst into 7 pieces, and he died. And the prince became king, approved by all the other monkeys, very happy to have a wise, kind leader. That's the story of the Monkey Prince. In all these stories, we can learn something. And the main thing we are supposed to learn from this story is about being careful and mindful, just as the Monkey Prince was, as he approached the lake and observed the footprints in the mud and reflected and understood and then thought, even though there's a difficulty here, is there a way we can overcome it? And he found a way. And he became very, very successful. That's the main lesson from this story. We can also apply it in many other ways. We can think of the big Monkey King as being our selfishness, our ego. We can think of the mother as being our wisdom, and how the wisdom gives birth to our spirituality, and that can grow, but at one point it has to confront the ego, and how the ego, the selfishness, tries to kill it, and when that doesn't work, it tries to find more ways, especially by sending our spirituality into the dangerous area, the lake of our emotions. But in the end, if the spirituality is wise, with those 3 qualities of courage and wisdom and the skill of meditation, we can come back from that lake of our thoughts and emotions with a bunch of the most beautiful blossoms, and we can be enthroned, and we can naturally take the place where the ego king was before, and have a king of kindness and compassion and wisdom. Well, that was my first Jataka-mala storytelling. I hope you liked it. Who knows? Maybe there'll be more. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.